on how to build a basic pipeline, a sales pipeline in Salesforce. So to begin, we have to go to our Reports tab. If you can't find your Reports tab, if it's not listed up here at the top, you can either hit this More icon with the drop down or search Reports after hitting this little 9 button icon. Once you have this open, yours may look slightly different than mine. If you have a list of reports that you've built in the past or someone else using your account has built in the past, you'll have them listed here under Recent. But we're going to go ahead and use the New Report icon there. Once in the New Report icon, you're going to look for Opportunities. Opportunities is one of the recent ones that I have utilized, so it actually pops up here at the top under Recently Used Report Types. But if you can't find it there, go ahead over here on the left and search for Opportunities right there. Then we're going to go ahead and hit the Start Report icon. First things first, go ahead and remove all columns listed here aside from the ones that you see here. So you may have a long list of column names. Go ahead and remove all of them aside from account name, opportunity name, stage, number, amount, and close date. And then we're going to hit that refresh button to see what we get. Once you have that, you're going to get a basic idea of what this report is going to feed you, but you'll notice right next to that green check, you're previewing a limited number of records and you need to run the report to see everything. So just because you see only 4 here, it doesn't mean there's only 4 in the report, but it gives you a basic idea of what you're looking at here. So once we have this set up, we're going to go ahead and hit the filter icon right here. And we're going to ensure our close date is not the current fiscal year, or excuse me, not the current fiscal quarter, but we're going to change it. So go ahead and click on it, change the range to current fiscal year, FY. Also, we want to make sure we see all opportunities, any opportunity status, all probabilities, etc. So once you have that selected, you're going to go ahead and hit Apply. And again, you're going to hit refresh. You don't have to hit refresh every time, but it gives you a good check every time you change something. Once you have that refreshed, you can now see we have a little bit longer of a list here, so it's indicating that we have a few more records in our report. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean we only have 10. I think we do in this case, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're seeing everything. It just means you're getting a basic overview. But this is not quite where we want. So we have a general idea of what we're looking at, but let's go back to outline. What we want to do is actually group our rows by our stage. So what we want to see is a pipeline based on what stage the opportunity is in. So you're going to take stage, which was located in columns here, just click and drag it up to right underneath the group rows line right there. And then once you do that, hit refresh. And you'll notice now we have stages, and each stage has a series of opportunities. So we have 3 within the value proposition, 3 within identification of the decision makers, 1 in the perception analysis, etc. Your stages may differ depending on what stages you've opted to name, or what you've opted to name your stages, and how many stages your pipeline has. But this gives you a general idea of what it is. So now we actually want to see the pipeline. So this gives us just kind of a tabular report, but we actually want to see the chart. So there's an Add Chart button indicated by this arrow. Go ahead and select that and hit refresh. When you do that, you get a little bar graph of what's going on. It's not really what we want to see. We actually want to see the funnel. So once you have that, go ahead and hit this settings icon right here on the right. This is the chart settings icon. And what will pop up is a few chart properties. We want to select the funnel option. When you do that, you're going to see a little funnel appear here. All well and good. Go ahead and hit refresh and you can see what that looks like. We even have a record count per item, but I don't really want the record count. I actually want the dollar amount per stage. So what we're going to do is right next to that amount column, as you see that the arrow pointing to it, there's a little arrow drop down. Go ahead and select that. And we're going to go down to Summarize, and we're going to select the Sum option. What this is going to do is it's going to sum all of the amounts within each of the stages. Once you have that, go ahead and hit the refresh button again, and go ahead and hit that gear icon. You will notice that down at the bottom now we have a new line indicating the sum of these values in each stage. So we have that value, but it still shows us the count within the pipeline. So go ahead and hit the settings icon here. Once you have that, go down to value and then change it from record count to sum of amount. Before we hit that summarize column option and summed the columns, we didn't have the option to use the sum of amount. It was only record count. So by doing that, you now have allowed yourself another option to showcase in the chart. And what we also want to do is change it to ensure that we're showing the values here. So make sure that this box here is checked right underneath that. And once you do that, hit refresh. And look at that, we got some numbers there that actually look like sales numbers. So we're going to go ahead and hit save and run and see what this turns into. We named it sales pipeline, so don't skip that step. But once you have this set up, you should see something like this. At the top, you're going to have your pipeline, your actual chart. And if you scroll down below, you'll have the full list. Anyway, I hope this was of help, and we're going to show how to add this to a dashboard in another video.